Welcome to Feeling Fit with Carrie. So today we're going to talk about handstands. So inversions can be a little bit tough because the idea of being upside down is scary for some people. Also, I feel like for whatever reason, the distance between your head and the floor, which is not very much, is still a little bit nerve-wracking because people are afraid of falling down on their head. So there are a couple things we need to think about before we actually go upside down. First of all a handstand is this upside down. So you want to think about, remember we've talked about in other videos about that alignment in the body. So if I'm here standing up, well, I'm going to fall over. If I'm here, I'm going to fall over. So we want to line everything up nice and straight. So just like we talked about when we're standing, having the shoulders over the hips, the majority of people's problems for inversions is getting your hips right over your shoulders. So that's the first thing to think about, and then obviously locking those elbows out. Don't let them start to give because then that's how you fall down. So you really have to be strong in that stance, in that shoulders, in those arms to hold your body up. Other than that, it's all core. Like any other balance, this is what holds your body up. So don't think so much about your arms. Obviously we want strong arms, but holding your body tight. So there are a couple of things you can do to work your way into your handstand. Always starting against the wall. That's the best thing to do. That gives you a little bit more stability. It also helps you to feel like, well, if I go too far over, I'm gonna have a place where my feet are gonna stop. If I don't go far enough, I'm just gonna come back to the floor. So let's talk about the things we can do. So first of all, you can just do a standing split. So when you're here, this gets you used to kind of being upside down and kind of just even leaning forward to get your weight a little bit more on your hands. So this is a fine place to start out. You never have to pick up this bottom foot. You can just start working on pushing back. See how I'm picking up my heel and I'm pushing my hips back a little, opening my leg. So that's a fine place to be. Now you feel a little bit more confident with that, you can try these little hops. So you're here, you're gonna come knee to knee and just do little hops. See how I'm just working on getting my hips back? And you have no intention of going all the way over. So that's also a good place to be as well. Just practicing that little bit of a moment of weight on my hands and then my foot comes back down. When you feel nice and confident, and again, this can take days, weeks, months. It's not like you have to go, well, I did the hop once, now I'm ready. If you don't feel ready, don't do it. Go when you're ready. But when you do, you're gonna go from a nice deep lunge. You wanna get pretty close to the wall. Get into a nice deep lunge, whichever leg you went forward. You're gonna plant those hands, lock out those elbows. And as I push off, I'm gonna push this back leg up. I'm gonna jump off of this bottom leg. See how the wall caught my feet? So if I overcompensate and go too far, the wall is there to catch me. Then you wanna work on squeezing everything. Squeeze your abs, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your feet together. Maybe you have one foot or two away from the wall. So those are some things to think about when you're going up. Also, momentum. Some people want to kick up really, really hard. That's that overcompensation that smacks us into the wall. When you want to get away from the wall, work on using that core to float those legs up as opposed to kicking really, really hard. So this is where that standing split comes in because you want to work on having a little bit of flexibility to already have that leg up behind you. So when I push off, it's just gonna float up. See, I only have one foot up against the wall. So that's one of those things to think about when you're going up and over, of just getting everything together and holding it really, really tight and finding that sweet spot of not too far over, not too far this way. So those are some things to think about for your handstand. And also, one more thing, I'm gonna try to see if you can see it from the side, is your head placement. So when you're up, make sure that your head is directly in between your arms. Don't start to arch the spine and look at the floor because that's what sets you off. So people will start to go like this and see how my back is arched. You wanna look just as if you were standing. You wanna look forward. So if you're upside down, you're looking that way. So those are some things to think about. Balance is all about core stability, strength, and alignment. That's it. It's not as tricky as we make it out to be because I think we get nervous that we're not used to being that way. We're used to standing on our feet, not our hands. So those are some things to think about, and just keep working on it. It's not something you're gonna get overnight. So thank you so much for joining me today, Feeling Fit with Carrie. We're on Facebook and Instagram, and give me feedback on anything you'd like to see. Thanks, have a good day.